to take you through a nice Sunday practice. It's Sunday morning where I am, and I'm cabin camping. Everyone that's staying in the house is slowly waking up, getting ready for breakfast and the early morning Steelers game. But I wanted to make sure I get my daily dose of movement in before I drive home this afternoon back to Pittsburgh. So this practice will be accessible for most people, but you'll need to be able to get up and down off the floor, and you'll want to have something to sit on. I'm using whatever I have, a folded blanket from the room that I'm staying in. So use what you got, sit up on it. That's number one, to help bring your pelvis to neutral. And riders need that, but really everyone needs more of that. So sit up on something, pull sitting bones back and apart. It might feel like you're a little more tipped forward. That's a-okay as long as you don't feel it in your back. Ground yourself, pressing fingertips and feet into the floor so that you can lift up a little taller through the crown of your head. See if you can feel length up the front of your spine as you take an inhale, and feel a release down your back, and that's going to recycle. Inhale up, exhale down. It repeats another time or two here. I have a little stiffness in my neck, so selfishly we're going to start with that. You can take your hands onto your lap, drop your ear towards your shoulder, let one side stretch long while the other side contracts. You can take your arm on that shortened side and place your hand on your ear or on the side of your face. Take another breath, feel the length, feel the shortening. And then release the arm. You can press your head back up to the center to keep it nice and relaxed, and then do the same on the opposite side. Ear towards shoulder, add the arm if you like. And remember, anything you do, if it's hurting, that's a sign from your body to reevaluate, to change how you're doing it, or to stop doing it altogether. So never push through pain. In my yoga classes, you can release the arm, use the hand to press the head back up. Let's roll the shoulders. If you are someone, so many of my yoga students say this, if you don't want to end up hunched over as you age, roll your shoulders up and back and down daily. And even take your hands up to the tops of the shoulders now. Do some more circles this way with the elbows wide. And then go around the opposite direction. Mobilize the shoulders the other way. And then change direction so it's up and back and down again. And release the arms. See if you feel a little more length in the side body or maybe in the neck. Take a breath here. Again, up the front and exhale down the back. And let's come into a twist. We'll take hand to opposite knee. Nothing fancy here, but you're going to press your knee into your hand. Really make a connection here. And take your other hand behind you. You can wiggle around a little bit and feel for the sitting bone staying down. So because I'm turning to the right, my left sitting bone may have a tendency to come up. If it's coming up here, it's coming up when you're in the saddle. So press that sitting bone down and turn from that space. Knee presses into hand, moving forward into the hand. Feel that deeper in the belly. Your gaze turns to the side. And then you can release back to the front. Feel it for a second. You might have a whoosh of energy. And then go to the opposite side. Hand around knee. That may mean you need to come more forward to make that connection. Other hand, the fingertips are behind you. Push knee and hand together. Feel that low in the body. You're not looking down. Lift the chin. And again, feel for the sitting bones on the floor. The one you're turning away from in particular, press it down, drive it down into the floor, keep it connected, and then unwind it. You'll do the same as we take a side bend here. So I'm going to put my right fingertips down on the floor, and the tendency will be for the left sitting bone to lift. Don't let that happen. Reach out with the left arm, press the left side of your butt, the left foot, but remember, left foot is on the right side if you're sitting cross-legged like I am. Press that left side down as you reach wide. Open wide across the collarbones here. And then you can keep going, but this is where the sitting bone really wants to follow. So you're keeping the left side of your butt down on the ground, even as you reach over. My palm is facing towards the ground here. And you might be up here, or here, or here, or here. Just make sure you're not here. But you can take your hand behind your head, make it a little more of a back bend, press head into hand, hand into head. Take a big breath again, feel the opening you're creating. And then release out of it. There'll be some asymmetry since we've only done this stretch on one side, so take that in, feel that, and then go to the opposite side. Put the fingertips down. Now I'm really pressing the right side of my butt into the floor, not so much that I get tight, but enough that I stay connected to the blanket that I'm on. Reach wide, spread across the collarbones, and then maybe you keep going up and over. Palm facing the floor as you come over. Watch that right sitting bone or whatever side you're on. Press it down. I'm also pressing my right foot into the floor. My right foot is on my left side right now, since my legs are crossed. I'm going to take hand behind head, same as before. Press them together. Lay it back, just a different opening. And then come all the way up. And now I'm feeling a little more symmetrical since I've done the stretch on both sides. Let's lift the hands, palms facing up so it's really light across the chest and the arms. And we'll work a little bit on leg strength and mobility. And this will work the core as well, core and hips. So see if you can step one foot to the floor with your knee up. And then kick that leg out to the side. I'm on the back of my heel. I know you can't see it, but my toes are up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other leg. Step on the foot. Knee is up. You're not taking it out. Keep the big toe down, knee up. And then kick that leg out wide. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. I'll step the first one back in. Step the second one back in. And then take the legs wide, soles of the feet together. You can come down now with the hands. Put them over the toes or over the ankles, wide knees, wide collarbones, wide elbows, wide shoulder blades in the back as you come forward. And wiggle your butt a little further back behind you, going deeper into the hip hinge and not deeper into your lower back. Take a breath. Feeling that wide stretch east and west. And then come on forward to lift up. We'll step back onto the feet, readjust on whatever it is you're sitting on as needed. And we'll cross the legs if you were sitting like that before. You may want to change the cross and do it the non-habitual way with the other leg in front at this point. We're going to get a little more movement down in the hips, a little more fluidity. So take the hands back over the knees, really make a connection there. Knees press into hands, hands into knees, and circle the hips around. Circle the upper body around the lower body is really what's happening, even though we call these hip circles generally. You can use your breath to inhale forward and exhale back. And see how my elbows gently bend more as I come forward, straighten a bit as I go back. Feel that in your own body. Feel that fluidity of movement. You're moving from sitting bone, but also from pubic bone as you come forward to tailbone as you go back. When you're forward this time, pause there and then change direction. Still moving sitting bone to sitting bone, pubic bone to tailbone. And using the inhale to come forward, the exhale to go back. Now this time when you come forward, pause there. Wiggle your hips a little further back. Press the feet down. See if you can lift the hands and hold yourself here. I'm hinged over. My belly and thighs are coming together. Then I'm going to set the hands down and walk a little further forward, wiggling back through the hips as I wiggle forward with the chest. So I'm going in two directions, reaching out through the sternum, looking forward. I'm not yet dropping my gaze, and I'm reaching back through the hips, back through the tail. Once I've lengthened out, I've wiggled through hips and shoulders, then I'm going to let my head drop for a moment. But I'm going to continue to press the hands and the feet down into the floor. So there's a real connection, there's real stability, even though I'm allowing a release now. You can either stay in the middle or walk your hands over to one side. Now, if you're going over to the side, keep the arms long, keep the chest moving through the arms, and don't lift the sitting bone like I am here. Drive the sitting bone, that side of your butt, down into the ground. Don't let it follow your upper body. We want to be independent with upper and lower body. And then if you're to the side, come forward before you go out to the opposite side. Don't let your hip follow you. Press that side of your butt down into the ground. Independent aids. And then again, come forward. Maybe you can wiggle even further forward and back this time around. Before you walk the hands in, send the chest forward to rise all the way up. And we're going to take a back bend. So I'm going to be on my fingertips behind the hips, behind my blanket, and lift the chest. I'm not sinking down here. I'm pressing fingertips down to lengthen, get more space up through the front of the spine. I'll then start to feel a stretch through the belly as I press my feet down. I'm reaching my knees, my shins down towards the ground as well, and lifting the gaze. A little stretch to the throat. Shoulder blades hug back gently so the chest opens wider. And then come on out of that. Before we finish up, we'll do a little bit of mobility work, which can be really challenging, but you've got to start somewhere. So even if this is hard for you, give it a shot. It should be pain-free, but not necessarily easy. So let's step feet to the floor. They're going to be a little bit wide as the outer hips, maybe slightly wider than that. We're going to get our hands out of the way. So we're not going to use our hands to help our legs out here. Our legs are going to be responsible for themselves. Legs, hips, core. So palms can face up, or you could cross them over your chest. I like palms up generally, so I'm going to go with that. And first, we're going to start moving the knees side to side. You'll feel this in the outer hips, I bet. I'm getting some clicks as well. Lots of clicks. And then I'm going to take my knees way over to the side, letting my knees drop down pretty low. They're coming down towards the ground. I'll actually let my upper body turn that way as well. And now I'm going to press my shins down, my feet down, send my chest forward, out past my shin to lift my butt up off the ground. Now to do this, I've got to send my butt back. Chest forward, butt back, knees and feet pressed down. Try it out. See if you can lift up. It may take a few times, several times, to get the mechanics down. And certainly you can use the hands at first if that helps you get it in your body, get it all figured out. But eventually try it without the hands. Send the chest forward, the hips back, press down, and make sure you're looking out. Don't look at the ground, because you're not going to be able to pick your butt up off the ground then. Look out. And then you can try it over on the other side. Pick the knees up and over, feet stay wide. Drop to the other side. Same principles, but because of our asymmetries, this might feel very different. Send the chest away, send the butt back, press down to go up. Look out. And remember, use your hands at first, if needed. That can really help your body figure out where it needs to go, and then you'll try it without the hands. When you're all done with that, you can stretch the legs out wide, sit towards the front edge of your prop, your blanket, whatever you're on. Have the toes up towards the ceiling, the heels down. And see if you can press the heels down so that the knees lift. Try that a few times. Press heels down, knees pop up off the ground. The toes will pull back towards you. And then keep a little of that so you're not bottoming out at the knees, and come forward onto the fingertips. You might need to wiggle. Actually, I need to readjust on my blanket. I felt like I was about to slide off. So wiggle the hips back, readjust there. I've got my heels down, my knees up, fingertips on the floor in front, And then I'm going to move in two directions. I'm not just reaching forward. That's probably what you're seeing, but I'm also reaching back through my tail, wiggling hips back as I send the chest forward. We don't want to do this from looking down and rounding the spine. We want to come forward from the hip hinge, from the sternum moving forward, the tail moving back. Take a breath here. And then as you come up, go forward with the chest. You're still pressing heels down. Then fold the legs back under you. We're just about done, but we're going to finish with a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest to feel the breath. And notice how we're feeling all over at this point. I certainly feel a lot more awake and ready for the day than I was before. I also have a little more appetite after some movement. So I'm ready for breakfast, ready for the early morning Steelers game, and then ready to sit in the car for a few hours and drive back home without feeling terrible by the time I get there. Thanks for joining me.